Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for our November 7 episode of our daily stock market insights. And of course, as promised, I will be more consistent in recording. So this is it. This is for you guys. I will be reviewing the highly traded stocks for the November 7 market day. Okay, so I will go through the most or the highly traded ones. I sorted all stocks and got the highly traded ones. But if you have a specific request or a particular stock you'd like me to review, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know so I can prioritize that in my video tomorrow. Okay, in the meantime, I'll go through the same route. I'll go through the highly traded stocks and we'll go from there. Okay, for now, PSEI, let's talk about the index. So we had a nice recovery. That's a 1.78% um, increase from last Friday's performance. So pretty much the same. It is respecting the trend line that I plotted from yesterday's video. So it is indeed respecting higher highs and higher highs and higher lows. So as you can see, so this uh, chart or the index at the moment is following this channel. So created higher lows and created higher highs. So chances are we will be respecting this. Hopefully with the 391 million foreign buying that happened today, there will be continuation to the upside. But overall, the volume from the previous days is just flat. Not not a big change in today's market performance. Okay, so let us see if it'll continue to break even higher or create that much higher resistance, or it'll go back. We'll see, but definitely it is following this trend line over here or channel. Now, let's talk about ICT. ICT, like what I mentioned yesterday, for long-term investors, this is the best time to start accumulating. The market has given us a chance to, re-enter. So those people who may have noticed in the past, especially the start of the pandemic, it has been on a consistent uptrend and now it declined. So for those people who are still considering ICT, this decline could have been or should be your opportunity to start accumulating. And today that's a good 6.86%. So we managed to break out of that um, short term here over here resistance. So previously each time this resistance is hit, there's a sign of slowing down. But today this nice green candlestick confirms that we've broken out of that short-term downward movement. So I am looking at the new support area for this stock, and that would be around the MA20 line. That is the new support, 178. But I am optimistic in this stock. Chances are there will be a continuation to the upside. Notice the past few days, investors are already accumulating. So this is the cloud over here, that's the average volume, but past few days we are consistent moving or we're higher than the average. Even as early as October, we already have those signs. This means that look at this, even on the last 2 days, we're at the lowest 156, but volume is so high that means investors are already starting to get in. So they don't actually get in one go. They enter in tranches. So without you knowing, the big whales have already entered right here. Now, this is the start. This is a continuation. Chances are we will see more um, movements to the upside because we already crossed the MA20 line. We are moving above the MA20 right now. So new support is 178. BDO, as what I mentioned, I know this was also covered in the stock review yesterday. So we are approaching a resistance area. Good thing we managed to end in a 2.36% gain. So I think this now is directed to those who are already in a position or have already bought some shares here at a lower price and you're just not sure when to take profit. So what I can say right now is the price level where we are at is a profit taking area. You may want to exit all the way out, or you can leave some. Uh, it just in case there will be signs of slowing down, then you can re-enter. At this point, given that we have this, so try to observe, we can easily break this resistance if there's good volume. And what I can see is that even if we are approaching a short-term resistance because of this. This used to be a resistance. Even though we are approaching that, volume is still steady above the average. So there could be a possibility. So just take note for those people who are just waiting for that perfect exit. Try to observe first. If there's a sign of slowing down, let's say one perfect example is this one. We are at the resistance area, right? And then the next day you have a red and then some another day that it got validated, then that's the time you exit. Here, we don't have that yet. So let's see if there's another day that will end red right at the resistance area. That will be your sign. Hey, it's about time to take profit. But for now, let's see. It could easily break this tomorrow. We don't know yet. BPI. BPI is we have the same case. Okay, so we are approaching a possible resistance. This small candlestick could already be a sign that we might be experiencing some signs of slowing down as we go near 98.32. Okay, volume is flat compared to BDO. See that BDO has higher than the average volume. So versus BPI, it's just almost there at the average. Okay, so just observe how 98 area would perform, and that could already be your sign to lock in some gains. But for those people who are going to short term trade this stock, this is not a good entry unless it officially breaks the resistance. Then you could do momentum trade. And uh, my personal take on momentum trade, I highly suggest that if you can watch the market. Okay, because sometimes you might be in there the first 30 minutes of the day and it broke the resistance, but sometimes it it's not the price is not sustained. Goes up on the first 30 minutes, then it ends the day with a red. So that's a false breakout, or I forgot the term. Yeah, it's unsuccessful, right? So it's not a successful breakout play there. So just my 2 cents, make sure you're able to watch the market full time if you're considering to do momentum trade. SM is still respecting the uptrend channel over here. So so it's an area, guys. So it could be a little higher, a little lower. So that is your channel. For now, let's see a weekly chart. So it's cleaner. So this is let's see that. So this is still on a decline technically. So please observe how the market behaves around the 800, this area, 878, because there's a resistance right over here, so it could be retested at that level. Okay, so check that out. Or this could even be a slight overshoot to, at the MA20 line, because when a stock is on a downtrend, the MA20 serves as a resistance. So Sometimes it slightly overshoots, right? Like this one. You thought that it's already starting to cross that MA20 path, but no, like this one too. It started moving above the MA20 for the past 5 days, but it did not hold. So see if that is again another, it's a maybe that could be a repetition of what happened here. So let's see. But for now, I'm plotting 878 as a resistance because that used to be a resistance right over there. So maybe it'll be reached. But at this point, I am still very conservative because there's no volume. We are moving higher and higher, but volume is not there yet. So I think it will not be, I don't think it'll hold. Okay, so for those people who are considering I'd suggest find another stock for now because this is not very profitable setup in the short term, for short-term trades. Okay, Converge. So I mentioned yesterday that we're not out of the woods for this stock. Continuation to the downside is still a big possibility. In fact, here coming from a constricted Bollinger Band, we're starting to trigger the lower band. So chances are there will be more movements going down. So just be extra careful. I don't see some buying signals at the moment. Wait for it until you go. Um, Probably see a nice green engulfing candlestick, then a nice volume, then that could be your sign. For now, I see more movements going down. JGS. Okay, let's use our MA20 line as our support for JGS. Okay, nice foreign buying 2.4. We have a, okay, ito maganda. See that? There's green candlestick. This is your support over here, and then there's volume. So I am positive that anywhere between 43 to 45.80 would be a good entry for JGS because there's a big possibility that we are going to have a continuation to the upside. So if you are willing to wait, this could be, you know, I don't know. We don't know how long it'll take to go back to this level, but probably the next area to watch out for as your nearest resistance would be around the 47.88. But if you can stay and hold a little longer, then actually this is already good. So let us say you're able to hold and wait till it reaches 57.20. Let's say you enter in the middle over here, so that's a good 28%. So it depends, okay? So what might look good in my perspective might not look good in yours because you have a different profile. But me being a position trader, mid to long term investor, I don't really mind waiting a little while. This one, imagine this. This came from August to October, right? So if we have this amount of time to reach this level, there's a big possibility that it will also take months before we can go back to the 57.20 area. But start accumulating. You don't have to put everything all at once. You can enter in tranches as you can if you see continuous uptrend in performance. So get in as near as you can, somewhere between 43 to 45. That will be a good price area to start accumulating. Now, SCC. SCC of foreign buying. This stock is one of the few stocks that do have very good dividend yield year on year. So, if you're entering around this price level, just look at the historical data. See how much are they giving out on dividend. Uh, I think twice, 2 times a year, and then divide that to the amount you entered at. So that will be your yield. At this point, it's still red. So let's see if it'll continue to move. It's already in the oversold area. So we don't know if, let's see, because I have a resistance right at this level in the past. So let's see if it'll create a support at this area. if that gets broken, then you have to be very quick in cutting your loss, because if you are late in cutting your loss, then of course that's a sureable loss. You're exiting with what, more than 10% loss right there. So cutting your loss will only work if you're able to exit really fast according to your plan. So let's say you wanted to exit if loss reaches 6% or 3%, you have to do that. Because if you fail to do that, I'd rather stay and wait for it to recover. And that's just me. Okay, you might have your own perspective over things. So my profile is really on a mid to long term investing, and cutting loss will only work for me if I'm able to do it really quick according to my plan. But if I fail because I'm not able to watch the market full time, then that's the consequence I have to face, because I don't want to exit with a big amount of loss, because that's a sure deal loss. Okay, so my 2 cents. Okay, I think those are the stocks that I'll be including in my video this evening. If you have other requests, drop a comment, let me know so I can prioritize that tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and bye bye for now.